Hi there, I'm hellorodney. Thanks for clicking on my video, as I say without even bothering to look at you. Thanks for clicking on my video. I hate that. This is just going to be a totally random vlog. I remember I met this guy in Los Angeles, coming to think of that, not looking at someone. Thanks for clicking on my video. Doesn't that make it personal? Thanks for clicking on my video. How about this, Rodney? Thanks for clicking on my video. Even the sound, even the voice was insincere. What are you going to do? For those of you that love me, you know that I'm alright. There was a guy I met in Los Angeles. Thinking about that situation. A pretty famous artist. I met him. He went to shake my hand. He shook my hand and went like this. You know, like he wasn't even looking at me. Like, yeah, that's really great, pal. For those of you that know me, sometimes I just ramble. And this is kind of a rambling vlog. It's not going to have a lot of meaning. It could be the best video I ever did. I don't know. Who knows? It's probably not going to be. It's probably not going to be. Let's fix that. But I was thinking about, I saw this video about this guy that is decided to start deleting comments and blocking users. Well, I've been doing that for quite a while. I don't really do it very much to people that watch my videos, because usually people don't make nasty comments to me, you know. And why should they? But people send me spam. And the thing to do on that, if you decide to do this, follow what I do, is that first of all you have to block the user and then delete the comment, because if you delete the comment then the username is gone away or whatever. So that's the way I do it. Yesterday I went out to my house and I realized that my physical health is not doing very well. I was out there watching Tommy work, and I was out redesigning these sculptures, and you know, when I kneel down, my knee starts to bother me. It happens with both of my knees. So I think there's probably a combination of overuse and overweight. I saw Paul's video about him buying that new vehicle, and how he was a little, you know, how he didn't care about the vehicle and this and that. And he bought it, you know, for his, it seemed like he bought it so his wife would have a nice vehicle to drive and everything, and then how he wanted to get a vehicle that he wanted. And I think that, you know, when people work really hard and they succeed, I think they should be able to buy those kind of things for themselves. Now, there are a lot of people out there that are just greedy and extravagant. And when you see somebody driving down the road with a vehicle, and you know this, you know, and naturally you don't know the story behind it. I mean, unless you knew Paul's story, you might think, well, why does somebody need to have a big fancy vehicle like that? Well, you know what? The guy worked for it. And there's other people that are just so extravagant in their lifestyle. Extravagant in their lifestyle, and you know, and I'm not here to say what is good or bad from that sort of standpoint, because you never can tell. When I went to buy the vehicle that I'm driving now, it's a very beautiful vehicle, and I went to get it, and I was I was contemplating it, and my friend said to me, "You deserve it." Because it's hard, it's difficult unless you're raised with piles of money. It's difficult, at least for me, to spend money on things that are like extravagant. Like most of the clothes that you see that in my videos, I bought them all used, a lot of them, or else I bought them. Well, a bunch of the T-shirts I bought, I just went through Old Navy and bought a bunch of stuff. But a lot of stuff is stuff that I find at used clothing stores and stuff like that because I like that kind of stuff, and it's cheap, or garage sales. You know, I mean that's part of my lifestyle. I like to do that kind of thing. I like to recycle, and I would encourage people to recycle. I don't recycle everything, but what are you going to do? But I've made a decision that next year, or as soon as possible, I'm going to have a big change in the direction of my career. I've been invited to this party tonight, and it's an art. The whole thing is like an art party or something. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm not sure that I'm going to go. Potluck, which is nice. And to bring some art with you and explain it or whatever and talk about it. And as I'm watching this video, maybe I'll take that flag painting. I thought about taking a piece that I had made for this particular person that's putting on the video. I mean I made this piece for this particular person. This person's a very nice person and has helped me out with some stuff. And this is the piece right here. You can't really see it very well. And I can't show it to you very well. I can show it well. Let's see here. Well, that's kind of not working, is it? Let's see if that's a white piece of paper here. Let's see what this has got on it, because I always have stuff laying around. Let's see here. So anyway, there's a piece right there. You can barely see it. It's much more something or other. It's much more looky throughy. Let's see here. Just play around with this a second. See if we can do something here. That's. You can see some of the colors there. Whatever. But it didn't quite turn out exactly the way I wanted it to. But the thing about a deal like this, with this kind of thing, is that it doesn't really have to turn out the way you wanted it to turn out. Now, that example of what I just got through showing you, while is not the idea in which I was going for when I was going to shift over and do some more glass work, but it's an illustration of one reason why I'm not going to do the idea with the glass that I had originally thought. And it's just it takes so long to do pieces. That piece, as simple as it is, took up, a piece like that will take up at minimum 8 hours. Well, I don't want to get involved in minimums and maximums, because every kiln is a little different, and people do their things a little differently. So I don't know how long it was actually in there, but it takes up a lot of kiln space, and it takes up a lot of kiln time. And the jewelry is a much better use of time for that situation, and I'll continue to do the jewelry. And I'm hoping I can find somebody out at my new location that can take over my eBay business, because I am just not going to do very much of that anymore on my own. Or I shouldn't say that. I'll change my mind before I finish this sentence. I'll have changed my mind and changed my mind back, and then changed my mind back again. So, that's kind of the way that works. But it's going to be interesting, because I'd like to be able to have something to get up in the morning for besides just working. And I work so hard and for such a long period of time to get this jewelry thing going. And I actually started to begin to understand how dependent I am on others to take care of a big burden for me, which is taking care of a lot of work that I just don't want to do. And so hopefully I'll be able to find somebody out there that can take care of that for me, and we'll move forward. But the artwork that I want to produce is going to be something that hopefully is going to give me a little bit of enjoyment, because everybody needs to be doing something that they enjoy. Now that doesn't mean go out and quit your job and start start doing those windmill paintings that you think the world needs. Well, you might find that you have a rude awakening that's going to be just around the corner. And I have enough experience doing art to understand that the rude awakening that's around the corner may be visiting me. But when I was living in Los Angeles, I went through periods where I wasn't making any money at all. But I was so dedicated and so involved and interested in what I was doing with my paintings that even though it was, not that great of a thing to go through these long periods, it was something I was willing to sacrifice for. And so the idea that I'll be dealing with next year will be something that relates to something that I'm interested in, something that I want to see happen. And it's going to be more of a conceptual kind of a piece. So we'll see how that works out. YouTube. I've been going to Stickam quite a bit, and I've discovered that some of the people that have very bad reputations on YouTube aren't as bad as they are. On Stickam, there you can see that that they're not as bad as their reputation. And also, you can see there was one particular person that has got a fairly good reputation. I would say probably a very, very good reputation on YouTube. And on Stickam, the person's not quite like that. This is just my opinion. So it's interesting. You'll be able to see kind of different people and this and that. I go to Stickam and it's a total waste of time. Just as this video is a total waste of time. Well, not a total waste of time, a major waste of time. Unless you get something out of it. Unless it gives you something. Now, is entertainment enough? Obviously, this is not a very entertaining video. Is entertainment enough? Is watching a video that's entertaining enough? Maybe I should go to this little party tonight and sing Chocolate Rain. Now, I watched that video, and I think it's a very, very, very interesting video. I looked at it probably a lot differently than a lot of people looked at that video. I got different perspectives on watching that video. I don't know. It's interesting when I do these kind of videos, or any kind of video, because I wasn't going to go out to my studio today, because what for? I just drive out there, stand around watching Tommy work or doing some sculptures, and then come back. Although yesterday I did do some light switch help. He's putting in these three-way light switches, so I was on one switch going up and down. He would turn it up, he would turn one switch on and I would turn it off just to make sure that thing worked. And that was about all the work that I did yesterday. Aside from maybe a little, checking a few emails and this and that. Thank God I can just take a break. There's so many people out there that are so locked into what they're doing that they can't take a break. And I would suggest to everybody watching this video, do not go and buy a bunch of junk just to have it. Be frugal. Live sensibly because there could be a time come when you just need to sit down and take a break, but you can't because you're locked into all this other nonsense. I'm very fortunate to be able to sit down and take a break. I can understand why some people buy things, because it kind of makes them feel good. The other day I bought this money clip on eBay. Sterling money clip. I already had a money clip. Why did I buy that? Well, that's sterling. Melt it down. Has a value. It's interesting, the value of things. What's that flag painting worth back there? What's that worth? What is this painting worth? Look at those little splotches that represent stars. Look at those stripes. You can see right there that this flag painting, I talked about this in another video, I'll talk about it again. This flag painting, let's see if I can get that to do something. It's kind of hard, but you can see, well, it's kind of hard too. But this painting, well, there you go. It's a little bit better. You can see that this painting is made, there you go. You can see that those strips, I ripped those strips, ripped canvas, to make this a textural piece. And those stripes represent, those right there represent stripes, like a flag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I wonder if I. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, I should have done 13. Well, what's that worth? What's that flag painting worth? Well, what's it worth? The art is a very, very odd thing. I was talking to a guy, he's a big art collector. Actually, he's a big art dealer. He's a collector as well. And there's a lot of interesting things about the art business, because it is a business. Obviously, this is not an art talk, or we could talk about that, but there's not much for me to say. But what's that painting worth? People, I mentioned that painting in a video with Give Me a Break Man, and people wanted me to send that painting, to give that painting to give it to Give Me a Break Man. Well, why don't you sit down for a few hours and do something that I like, that I consider to have value, and send it to me. And if I agree with you, I'll send you this painting. Oh, I don't know. Don't do that. Don't anybody do that. I like that painting. I'm going to keep that painting. It was just kind of a, I don't even know the word for that. Is that word, I don't know. I don't know what the word for that is. But the conceptual pieces that I'll be working on maybe at the end of this year or the beginning of next year will be something that is thought out and of interest. One of the things that I don't like about a lot of art, and I have to say that my art fits into this as well, is that a lot of times you do a painting, and then you sell the painting goes into someone's collection, and that's the end of it. You never see it again, it never surfaces again, it's totally gone. It's basically, it's lost its connection with the rest of the work. I mean, it's still there because I did it and I signed it and everything else, but it doesn't have a lot of relevance to a lot of the rest of the work, except for the fact that I did it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this concept that I'll be working on here pretty quick is gonna relate, because we'll see if we can bring that all together and make it a relationship with one another. And I've already worked that out, and I think it's going to work well, but it's not time to talk about that yet. Let's see how long this video has been going on. 20 minutes. 20-minute and 30-second video. And I don't expect anybody to have gotten this far, but if you did get this far, put flag in the comments section. And one of the reasons that I'm making this video is because I think I'll probably go out to see my studio again today. And not really because it's going to have changed that much, because it's not going to have changed that much. It's just to go out, just to do something. Because I'm not going to work today. I haven't worked in weeks, and I ain't going to start working today. Now, that's not necessarily true. I have done some things, but nothing like what a normal person would actually consider to be work. I have not done. But I enjoy putting up a video and then coming back and seeing the comments and seeing the response of people, the ratings. So for those of you that don't comment or don't rate, that's your business. But if you I like to see it. So I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to watch this video again. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to go as soon as I finish this video. I'm going to go and upload it without watching the video, and the video is going to be up there, and then I'll go back and watch it. And once I finish watching it, I'm going to my studio, and I'm going to try to envision what it's going to be like for me to be there, and doing this new series of work I'm going to be doing, and finding collectors, and using YouTube for my personal benefit and the benefit of my collection. And that's just what I'm going to do. And I tell you what, I actually love YouTube. This is a great venue. This is a great thing. We're living in a time where your children and your grandchildren can click on a button and look at you doing something when you were young. I mean, what a blessing that is. Thanks a lot, YouTube. This is hellorodney. Thanks for watching, and thanks for watching. Bye bye. There's that button. Bye bye.